One of the most meaningful and challenging experiences of my life came during my sophomore year of high school. It was the night before a huge chemistry exam, and my family unfortunately got the call that my maternal grandfather had passed away. My whole family was distraught because he had played such a huge role in all of our lives. There was tons of tears. It was a very, very difficult time for us. But as I lay in bed that night thinking about everything that he had taught me, all the values he'd instilled in me, and all the time that we'd spent together, I realized that he would want me to kind of look past the grief of his passing and try my best on the chemistry exam. He'd always stressed the importance of education. He grew up in fascist Spain, had very limited access to education. He actually had to drop out of school at age 8 to support his family, just working the fields, working odd jobs. Despite this, he taught himself how to read and write and frequently wrote poems, read scientific journals, made inventions, pretty much did anything to keep his hands and mind busy. So, because of this, he always stressed the importance of education to my mother, who then stressed the importance of education, passed it on to me. Um, I actually ended up setting the curve on that exam, and looking back now, this experience instilled in me a deep respect for education. It kind of forced me to realize how lucky I am to have the opportunities I do. And furthermore, this experience incited me to go out of my way to help those who don't have the same opportunities as I do, and to try to help them out. Because I realized while he was disadvantaged in a time when not many people had access to education, there's still hundreds of people, even in Indianapolis, in Washington, D.C., that don't have quality access to education, or their families holding them back, or some socioeconomic factors holding them back. So I decided, stemming from this experience, I decided to start working at a program called After School Achievers, which is basically a social and academic mentoring program. Every day after school, I would drive up to the local middle school and sit down with the kids for about an hour, just helping them on their homework, any assignments that they have, any missing assignments that they might need to make up. And then after that, for about half an hour, we would play sports, just talk about how everything was going at home. If they had any issues, I would refer them to a counselor, or if they had anything more serious, I'd tell the principal. It was basically just a program to kind of provide a safe place for them to work on homework and to feel like they could be kids. In the next 5 to 10 years, I plan to have a huge impact on society. If accepted to American and given this prestigious scholarship, I plan to start basically the same kind of program as After School Achievers in DC, with DC area high schools. I would work in conjunction with DC Reads. I would contact a representative of that organization and try to work on a collaboration project. And then farther into the future, I plan to continue pioneering and blazing trails for education, whether I go into business, politics, or law. Whichever career path I choose, I know that lobbying for better, more accessible education will be vital. The Frederick Distinguished Scholar Scholarship would be an amazing platform from which to begin my journey into the real world, providing me with amazing opportunities. Thank you so much for your consideration for this prestigious award.